Hi, I'm David Cassidy. You know, the 1970s was such an amazing time for music. Anytime you turned on the radio, there was one great hit after another. I remember going to the record store and buying 45s of the latest hits. You remember these? There was so much great music in the 70s, and every week, Billboard magazine would publish their Hot 100 list. On the radio, the DJs would count down the songs, and it was very exciting to see and hear which songs would actually go to #1. There were so many great songs. And here to join me on this trip back to the 70s is my lovely co-host, Erica Schaefer.
Thanks, David. It's great to be here. Now, it must be an incredible feeling when your song goes to #1.
Yeah, well, I was pretty young, but as a musician, there is nothing more gratifying than seeing your song shoot straight to the top of the charts and knowing that people all across the country are listening.
There were so many great stars in the 70s who had #1 hits.
I know. Artists like Elton John, Hall & Oates, Bee Gees, ABBA.
Linda Ronstadt, Cher, and Olivia Newton-John. It wasn't always about big stars.
Now, who can forget all those one-hit wonders?
Oh, I just love hearing these songs again.
And now, for the first time ever, Time Life has partnered with Billboard magazine to bring you the biggest and the best collection of #1 hits ever assembled.
So please join us as we take you year by year through the greatest #1 hits of the 70s.
Life proudly presents Billboard's #1 hits of the 70s. Join host David Cassidy as he takes you year by year through the greatest #1 hits from that incredible decade.
David, let's start with 1970.
Okay, that was the year the Partridge Family first went on the air.
And there were so many great songs on the radio. Who could forget this #1 hit from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
1971 was a year of families.
The Partridge Family.
The TV debut of All in the Family.
And this musical family.
In 1972, we were introduced to digital watches, handheld calculators, the first video game.
And this classic one-hit wonder by The Looking Glass. We've come a long way since 1972.
I can still remember how we used to listen to music. You know, the big headphones, the 8-track tapes, and of course, record players.
Well, the music sounded great. Who cared about the scratches and pops? But now they sound even better.
Hits of the 70s, your free bonus CD of #2s, and free shipping and handling.
1973. Let's go back to 1973.
That year, we had not one, but 2 #1 hits about nights in Georgia.
David, remember all those variety shows?
Yeah, they all seemed to have musical hosts. Glenn Campbell, Sonny and Cher, Donnie and Marie.
And who could forget Tony, Orlando, and Dawn?
You know, Erica, 1974 was a big year for one-hit wonders.
Well, Terry Jacks, Carl Douglas, the Hughes Corporation, and Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. 1974 wasn't all about one-hit wonders.
Singer-songwriters like Harry Chapin and John Denver gave us amazing classic hits.
And the Cats. In 1975, we watched the debut of Saturday Night Live's Starsky and Hutch and Welcome Back, Kotter.
And Casey and the Sunshine Band released their second of 5 #1 hits.
Can't believe all these great songs.
I know, the 70s was full of classic hits.
And each of these songs has been certified #1 by the respected authority in music, Billboard magazine.
That's right, Erica. Time Life has partnered with Billboard for the very first time to bring you the biggest and the best collection of #1 hits ever.
Wait, call the number on your screen and get your own Billboard's #1 hits of the 70s collection. If you don't absolutely love it, we'll refund every penny of your purchase price. No questions asked. Really, the collection is that good.
26. The 70s was a fantastic time for partying and dancing.
Oh, I know. Who could resist that disco beat? Woo. You know, there was always room for a sweet love song. If you leave me 7. In 1977, Debbie Boone spent an incredible 10 weeks at #1.
She had the longest running #1 hit of the decade. '77 also gave us two of the all-time biggest movie franchises.
Well, who could forget the theme song from the first Rocky film, or Miko's version of the Star Wars theme?
Also treated to some incredible artists like Hall & Oates. Saturday Night Fever made John Travolta a star.
And gave us some unforgettable #1 hits.
Favorite bands, the Doobie Brothers, landed their second #1 hit.
And it won the Grammy for Song of the Year. It was 1979, the end of a great decade.
And there was a whole new wave of bands and artists. Oh, what a journey.
What a decade.
You know, every year in the 70s gave us unforgettable #1 hits.
And I love hearing these songs, but it's a real pain trying to find them all. And the 70s collections you see just aren't that good.
Well, Erica, now you don't have to waste your time or your money because there's finally a collection filled with #1 hits. Billboard's #1 hits of the 70s is simply the best collection I've ever heard.
If you like pina coladas.
We have #2s and free shipping and handling.
Billboard's #1 hits of the 70s is an incredible collection of music filled with great memories. I'm David Cassidy. Thanks for watching and enjoy the music.
The preceding was a paid advertisement for Time Life.